Imagine stepping into the ring with a man so powerful, so precise, that one clean punch could end the fight instantly. That's Anthony Joshua. And right now, Jake Paul thinks he's ready, but is he? Today, we're breaking down why this isn't just a fight, it's a monster showdown where experience, skill, and raw power collide. Trust me, you don't want to blink, because one moment could change everything. It's going to be tough. I know I'll face challenges, maybe even get knocked down. Honestly, I'm scared. Don't get me wrong, Sugar Scene Ali is not only a friend but also a business partner of Jake Paul. And yes, he's worried for him. That's fair. In fact, I'm going to borrow Sean's words because they perfectly capture how I feel. This is going to be a monster of a fight. Anthony Joshua isn't just another fighter. He's being trained by legends, including Mike Tyson himself. Watching Joshua in the gym, even Jake Paul admits it, I can't fight this guy. Suddenly, all the hype, all the social media bravado, it doesn't matter. Facing a world-class heavyweight, perfectly prepared by boxing icons, is a whole different level. Mike Tyson, one of the greatest heavyweights in boxing history, didn't hold back when talking about Anthony Joshua. He called him perfect, praising not only his raw power, but also his technical skill and incredible potential. When a legend like Tyson puts Joshua on that level, it's easy to see why even someone as confident as Jake Paul would feel nervous stepping into the ring. Joshua isn't just strong, he's precise, disciplined, and mentally focused in a way that few fighters in the world can match. Every punch he throws carries weight, both literally and figuratively, and one well-placed shot could end a fight instantly. Joshua's combination of physical ability and strategic intelligence makes him a nightmare for any opponent. Joseph Parker, a former world champion, sums it up best. If Joshua lands clean, that's it, tour done. There's no second chance. It's not about hype, social media, or confidence, it's about a fighter who has been tested at the highest level and proven he can dominate. His punches don't just hurt, they end fights. His timing, positioning, and ability to read an opponent make him incredibly dangerous. Even fighters with years of experience in the heavyweight division know that facing Joshua requires respect, preparation, and, most importantly, humility. What sets Joshua apart is that he doesn't rely solely on brute strength. He's a complete fighter, combining power with technique, footwork, and the ability to control the pace of a fight. Legends see him as someone who operates on another level, where raw athleticism meets tactical mastery. That combination makes him not just a champion but a true heavyweight threat, capable of neutralizing almost anyone who steps into the ring with him. Every punch is calculated, every movement intentional, and every round executed with focus and precision. This is what separates world-class fighters from the rest, and it's exactly why someone like Jake Paul, who is untested at this elite level, faces such a daunting challenge. Even the most confident fighters can feel the psychological impact of stepping into the ring with Joshua. The knowledge that one clean hit could end the fight changes the way an opponent thinks, moves, and reacts. Fear and caution creep in, sometimes subtly, sometimes visibly, and that mental edge is part of what makes Joshua so dangerous. It's one thing to train, hype yourself up, or build confidence online, but it's another to face someone who has faced and defeated the best heavyweights in the world. The reality of Joshua's skill, focus, and precision is intimidating, even to seasoned fighters. Joshua's power is matched by his discipline. He can control distance, set traps, and make opponents overcommit to attacks, leaving themselves open to devastating counters. The potential for one-punch knockouts isn't just speculation, it's a consistent outcome in his fights. His focus under pressure, his ability to read an opponent in real time, and his devastating combinations create a situation where even minor mistakes by an opponent are ruthlessly punished. For someone like Jake Paul, this creates a high-stakes scenario. A single misstep could be the difference between survival and being knocked out. Legends like Tyson praising Joshua as perfect doesn't just speak to his power, it speaks to his overall mastery of the sport. Joshua has been tested, refined, and polished into a fighter who operates at the highest level. One clean, decisive punch isn't just a threat, it's almost a certainty against anyone unprepared for his skill. This is why commentators, former champions, and boxing analysts all emphasize the risk for Jake Paul. Facing Anthony Joshua isn't just another fight, it's a confrontation with one of the most complete, powerful, and disciplined heavyweights of this generation. In short, Anthony Joshua isn't just a fighter to watch, he's a force to respect. His power, precision, focus, and tactical intelligence place him on a level that few, if any, challengers can match. Legends see him as perfect, and that perfection is precisely what makes the thought of facing him so terrifying for Jake Paul. One punch, one moment of hesitation, and the fight could be over. That's the reality of stepping into the ring with Anthony Joshua. Even professionals like Alexander Usyk make it very clear just how dangerous Anthony Joshua is. Usyk doesn't mince words. He says that if Joshua wanted to, he could destroy Jake Paul without breaking a sweat. This isn't hype, and it isn't social media exaggeration. This is the reality of facing a fighter with the experience, skill, and power of Joshua. Usyk even admits that he would pray for Paul before stepping into the ring, which says a lot about the level of danger involved. Joshua isn't just physically imposing, he's mentally prepared, tactically brilliant, and possesses knockout power that can end a fight in an instant. David Adele echoes this sentiment, emphasizing that Joshua hits harder than most people anticipate, while fans and casual observers may focus on his technique, combinations, or agility. The real threat is the raw, devastating power behind his punches. It's one thing to be a skilled fighter, but it's another to combine that skill with the ability to seriously hurt or even finish an opponent in a single blow. Joshua has that rare combination, and it's what makes him one of the most feared heavyweights in the sport today. What makes Joshua so terrifying is not just his power but also his boxing intelligence. He understands timing, distance, and positioning better than most fighters, allowing him to set up his punches with precision and exploit even the smallest openings in an opponent's defense. When someone like Jake Paul steps into the ring with him, it's not just a physical challenge, it's a mental one. Joshua forces his opponents to think, react, and adjust under pressure, and any mistake can be immediately punished. That's why professionals like Usyk recognize the danger on a level that goes far beyond social media hype or bravado. In addition to raw power, Joshua's experience is unmatched. He has faced and defeated some of the best fighters in the world, gaining knowledge and composure that only comes from competing at the highest level. This experience, combined with his physical strength and boxing IQ, creates a situation where any opponent, even a confident, well-trained one, faces an uphill battle. His punches are not only powerful but also precise, strategically placed to maximize damage and control the pace of the fight. In short, Joshua's combination of strength, technique, and tactical intelligence makes him a nightmare for anyone stepping into the ring. Jake Paul may be confident, but professionals like Usyk and Adele understand the real danger. Facing Joshua is not just a challenge. It's a test of whether a fighter can survive against one of the most complete and lethal heavyweights. In modern boxing, Jake Paul may have confidence, but stepping into the ring with Joshua is a different story. Joshua controls the fight, lands crushing blows, and leaves opponents stunned. Johnny Nelson adds that Joshua's focus and preparation frustrate anyone he faces. He knows exactly what he brings into the ring, and soon, everyone realizes their outmatched. At the end of the day, this isn't just about money or social media hype, it's about raw, world-class skill meeting sheer power. Jake Paul is about to face a champion whose punches, precision, and experience are on an entirely different level, and honestly, it's terrifying, even to watch. Even Jake Paul can't hide it. He'd be nervous, even frustrated, facing Anthony Joshua. Joshua isn't just strong, he's disciplined, experienced, and strategic. This isn't just a training story, he's a nightmare for anyone stepping into the ring. Experts like Johnny Nelson point out that Joshua's preparation alone can turn confidence into fear for any challenger. Imagine being in that moment. You'd be pissed too. Some fighters might think, "I've trained hard, I'm ready." But Anthony Joshua isn't just relying on effort, he's riding a wave of confidence and momentum that comes from years of hard work, careful training, and real-world experience. Piers Morgan highlights that this is more than luck. Joshua's success is deliberate, methodical, and powerful. Even Jake Paul feels the pressure because Joshua isn't just physically ready, he's mentally unshakable. Every step he takes in the ring shows focus, control, and raw energy. Facing a champion at his prime, with that mindset, is intimidating. Professionals recognize how hard it is to match that kind of intensity. Tony Bellew adds that Joshua is often underestimated, but that's a huge mistake. His combination of skill, toughness, and precision is lethal. At the end of the day, Anthony Joshua is better than most people think. He's prepared, intelligent, and dominant. And anyone who steps into the ring with him, including Jake Paul, needs to understand the full risk. This isn't hype, it's real. And it's terrifying. Every part of Anthony Joshua's game is on another level, and that's exactly why Jake Paul is nervous. Joshua has faced the very best and knows how to break down opponents efficiently. Professionals recognize his deadly combination of skill, strength, and ring intelligence. Jake Paul may be confident online, but stepping into the ring with Joshua is a whole different story. Joshua's talent is in a league of its own. Don Charles points out that this isn't just a fight, it's a trial against a complete and lethal fighter. Everything about Joshua is positive: his knockout power, his physical dominance, his experience at the highest level. Derek Chisora doesn't sugarcoat it. Joshua will make this fight look easy. He won't play around. He will dominate. Jake Paul has to understand that Joshua's power and technique are far beyond anything he has faced before. Chisara's message is clear: this will not be a competitive fight. Joshua's experience, mental toughness, and knockout ability make him a nightmare in the ring. Even seasoned fighters understand the danger Joshua brings. Stepping into the ring with him is like stepping into a storm. Logan Paul highlights the massive gap between Joshua and Jake Paul. Joshua has defeated heavyweight champions, and his skill is near perfection. Facing someone with that level of experience and precision is overwhelming. Even for a confident fighter like Jake Paul, Logan compares Joshua to a perfect gladiator, combining physical power with mental focus. His technique, strength, and tactical intelligence are unmatched in modern boxing. Even the most trained social media stars can't replicate this. Anyone stepping into the ring with Joshua faces a nearly impossible challenge. Johnny Nelson emphasizes Joshua's size and power advantage over Jake Paul. It's enormous. Every punch and every move is calculated, precise, and devastating. Expectations are clear. Joshua is likely to dominate and stop Paul decisively. Even Jake Paul feels the weight of this, knowing the world expects him to be overpowered. Joshua carries the judgment of the fight, because he can finish it quickly and efficiently, and his record proves it. This fight is one-sided on paper. Joshua is physically and mentally ready for any challenge, while Jake Paul is stepping into territory far beyond his level. Dion Haney highlights the huge mistake Jake Paul is making. Joshua isn't just a hard hitter. He's one of the best fighters in the world, a champion whose experience and power are unmatched. Professionals are stunned that Paul agreed to this fight, knowing the danger he faces. In short, Anthony Joshua isn't just a fighter, he's a complete, disciplined, and dominant force. Facing him is more than a challenge. It's a test that few could survive. And Jake Paul is walking straight into it. Anthony Joshua doesn't just fight, he calculates, controls the pace, and dominates with technique few can match. This isn't about hype or social media bravado. It's real. Jake Paul is walking into the ring with a heavyweight champion who has faced the best and beaten them. And that's exactly why Haney says Paul is in over his head. Many are surprised Paul even took this fight. Joshua has fought the top fighters in the world. He's a solid, proven champion, and stepping into the ring with him is dangerous, yet Paul accepted the challenge. Don Charles expresses genuine shock that a social media fighter like Paul is even considered for a matchup with a former heavyweight champion. In any normal world, this wouldn't happen. But now that it's happening, Charles acknowledges reality and hopes the best man wins. Even with the odds stacked against him, Paul's presence shows how much boxing has changed. The rise of personalities like him entering the ring is unprecedented, but Joshua's skill, power, and experience still dominate. Commentators agree. No amount of online confidence or bravado can match Joshua's pedigree. This fight is a huge challenge. And it's remarkable it's even taking place as an exhibition. Carl Froch lays it out bluntly. For Joshua, this could be a one-round job. Even if he isn't at his absolute peak, his power, timing, and precision are still terrifying. Froch criticizes Paul's in-ring abilities, pointing out his loss to Tommy Fury and his lack of experience. Joshua can control distance, throw devastating combinations, and exploit any weakness, a nightmare for any unproven fighter. Even casual commentators can see the gap. Paul's confidence and bravado don't stand a chance against Joshua's technique and power. Froch doesn't hold back. This fight could be over almost immediately. Joshua's ability to maintain distance, feint, and land clean shots makes him overwhelmingly superior. At the same time, Senior notes that in boxing, upsets are always possible. Joshua is dominant, but nothing in the sport is guaranteed. Paul's presence could still produce surprising moments, but make no mistake, the skill, power, and experience gap is massive. This is a dangerous fight for Jake Paul, taking on a fighter who can control the ring, dictate the pace, and finish decisively if he chooses. In short, Anthony Joshua is the complete package. Jake Paul may bring confidence and courage, but he's stepping into a fight with a fighter far beyond his level. The risk is real, The odds are stacked, and the world will be watching every move. This fight is high stakes, and the danger for Jake Paul is very real. Don't count him out entirely. Upsets can happen, but make no mistake, this is one of the most anticipated heavyweight showdowns in recent memory. Anthony Joshua steps into the ring with unmatched experience, devastating power, and precise technique. He's faced the very best in the world and come out on top. Jake Paul, on the other hand, enters as an unproven challenger with bravado but limited in-ring skills. Analysts from Carl Froch to Logan Paul all highlight the massive gap in ability. And even Jake himself admits the reality. He's facing a monster trained by legends like Mike Tyson. Joshua controls distance, lands sharp combinations, and possesses the mental toughness to dismantle anyone who underestimates him. While the chance of an upset exists, it's boxing. After all, the odds heavily favor Joshua. Fans can expect a masterclass in heavyweight boxing, a display of skill, power, and dominance. This fight isn't just about headlines, it's about proving who truly rules the ring. So, who do you back? Will Anthony Joshua assert his supremacy? Or could Jake Paul shock the world? Drop your thoughts below.